besties, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, welcome. My name is Grace. Lovely to meet you. So for today's video, we are going to be very ambitious and try to read 200 pages a day for a week. I saw Rachel Catherine do this a while back, and I really liked this concept because it kind of forces you to make time in your day to read, no matter how busy you are, which I think I am lacking in. I think I just need something to motivate me to read and like to make time in my day to read. So yeah, I am so excited. I don't know how well I am going to be in this challenge, but thank you for following along on my journey. So we are kickstarting this video with In a Jam by Kate Canterbury. I am so excited to read this book because it's very hyped up on Bookstagram. I feel like I see a review of this book every day. I don't know a lot about it. I know it's Marriage of Convenience and I know it's Single Dad. So I love Marriage of Convenience tropes. It's literally enemies to lovers and fake dating on a whole nother level. So we love that because those are two of my favorite tropes. And then it's also Single Dad, which I've never read before. I don't really like kids in books, so we will see if I'm a fan of that trope or not. Because if it's done well, like I don't mind kids in books, but sometimes they just give me the ick. So yeah, we will start reading this book today. So it is the next day and I'm about 150 pages into In a Jam. I forgot to update you guys just because I picked the book up right before I went to bed. So yeah, I did not meet my 200 page goal. So I need to read at least 250 pages today to catch up. So wish me luck. It's literally day 2 and I'm already behind on this challenge. So we shall see how this week goes. So I have just been binge reading this book all day. I'm about 315 pages into it. So I have about, I want to say 85 pages left in my reading goal for the day. And the Marriage of Convenience trope is just so good. I am eating it up and leaving no crumbs whatsoever. I don't know why I thought it was enemies to lovers. I feel like that's just a common thing for Marriage of Convenience tropes to also have enemies to lovers, but this is very much friends to lovers. Shay and Noah used to be friends in high school, but then they both lost touch just because they both wanted out of their small town. You know, they didn't want to live there, so they just didn't stay in touch over the years. And I guess Noah does hold some resentment towards Shay, but that is very short-lived, especially because Shay is helping Jenny, who is Noah's niece that he's in custody of. So technically it's not Single Dad trope, but it kind of is because he's her full-time guardian, right? Yeah. And as for Jenny, she's like the child in the book. I was really worried that I would not like her just because kids in books can come off very annoying at times, but I just find her adorable. I think she's so cute. Her relationship with Shay is so cute. I don't know, take a shot every time I say so cute, wow. But I really enjoying that aspect. I don't think Jenny overshines Shay and Noah's storyline, which can happen sometimes when there's kids in books. I feel like you see more of the kid than you do the two main characters. This is also dual POV and I love Noah's POV. Also, there needs to be like a study done, but this is like my 4th or 3rd book this month with the main character's name being Noah. So I don't know what's up with that name, but I've been reading about a lot of Noahs recently, so. But yeah, I really love this book. The small town is just so cute. Reminds me very much of Gilmore Girls. A little bit. I guess no, because it's a lot of farming. But just like the close-knit community, I guess, and all like the community events they have. So cute. I really like Shay's character. Every now and then she does kind of annoy me. Like I'm like, girl, you're overthinking it. like just enjoy the ride while you can. But yeah, I will update you guys when I meet my goal, or if I meet my goal, because maybe I won't, but I definitely want to read more of this today. I just don't know when. So it is the next day, and I finished In a Jam last night. It was so good. I had to stay up until like 1 a.m. to finish it because it's that addicting. I read over my page goal, so I think I read an extra 55 pages yesterday. So that means I only have to read like 145 today, which is very doable, especially because I don't go to work until later today. So I do have some free time. But let me give you guys a review of this book real quick. This was a 4.5 for me. I loved the characters so much. The small town trope, like the small town romances, just always hit for me. I love the small town trope. I was honestly really worried I wouldn't like the single dad trope just because I don't really like kids in books. But Jenny was just so adorable. She was so endearing. I loved her character. Noah is the epitome of he falls first trope. We love him. The marriage of convenience trope was phenomenal. Freaking loved it. If marriage of convenience trope only had one fan, I would be that fan. If marriage of convenience tropes only had 0 fans, I would be dead. I would be gone. I would no longer be on this earth because, oh my gosh, I think marriage of convenience is probably one of my top favorite tropes because I love fake dating, but marriage of convenience is just like a step higher. It is top tier for me. I really liked Shay, but Jeannie and Noah definitely outshone her, especially Jamie as well. Definitely outshone Shay for me. I enjoyed her enough to not hate her completely, but she did annoy me freaking every time she tried to leave. Like, girl, you have a sexy farmer who owns so much land and has such a good business, who has loved you since you were teenagers. Like, just get over yourself and just stay. Like, it's not that hard. It would not be that hard for me to stay. Let's just say that. But yeah. Oh, hello. But yeah, 4.5. Really love this book. It is, I think, a series. I don't know if I'm going to continue with the series just because, I don't know. We'll see. I haven't really seen anything else about the other books, if there were other books. But yeah, definitely recommend this, especially if you like the Knock 'Em Out series, because I feel like those towns are very similar to these, or to Friendship, I guess. Yeah. So the next book I think I'm going to start is Savage Lover by Sophie Lark. This is the 3rd book in the Brutal Birthright series, which is a mafia romance series, and it's about Camille and I want to say his name is Nero. I don't know if I'm saying that right. But Nero is part of a big, like, old school Italian mafia family. And then Camille is the daughter of a mechanic, but she's also a mechanic, I think. So, very excited. I love Sophie Lark. Her books are just so addicting. They're like crack to me. So I think this is going to be very easy for me to get through. So yeah, I will keep you guys updated. So, update time. I have read 145 pages of Savage Lover, so I have made my reading goal for the day. Yay, we love that. So far, nothing much has happened. Like, Nero and Camille have met, they've kissed like a few times, but they haven't gone on a date, they haven't really talked to each other, they just kiss each other and then they leave and they don't ever talk about it again until they kiss each other again. So that's fun, I guess. Like, more power to them. I really like Camille. She is really fun. I think Sophie Lark does an amazing job of writing powerful female characters. So good. Love her. But she is just going through it. Like, literally every time I'm like, okay, her life cannot get any more worse, and then something new happens. And I feel for her. I really do. She needs to be given a break. Like, but Nero, Again, nothing really much is happening to him. He obviously has some sort of issues, like he's troubled in his own right, I guess, but again, nothing like substantial has happened. To Nero at least. Camille, a lot of things are happening to Camille. I feel so bad for her. But yeah, I probably will read more of this today. We'll see, because I'm hooked. I'm ready for stuff to go down. Like, I'm 38% through, so like something is bound to happen, like something big. So that is all so far. I go to work in like 2 hours, so I don't know if I'm gonna read or if I'm gonna be productive and start editing a video, but yeah. So it is day 4 of this challenge, and I have already completed my 200 pages for today. I literally, the minute I woke up, I picked up my book and just binge read it all. So I finished Savage Lover. We had a rocky start to this challenge, but we are being very consistent. We're ending strong. I'm either gonna end the challenge tomorrow on day 5 or the next day, we'll see. But this book was a total of 346 pages, and I read up to 145. So really, I only had to read like the rest of the book to complete my challenge for today. But the 346 pages, that included like an excerpt of the next book, Bloody Heart. So I'm just jumping from the 3rd book right into the 4th book, because I've already read the first 2 pages, like, not pages, the first 2 chapters, so we might as well just carry on. The 4th book is about Dante, who's the oldest Gallo brother, and Simone, and it is a second chance romance. So, and we kind of get hints, not on what happened, but that Dante had a very serious relationship when he was younger, but now, of course, like present day, they are broken up. So I'm very excited. I read the first 2 chapters, like I said, and I already love Simone. She's very into fashion. She wants to go into design school, and I love that because I am a merchandising major, so my whole major has to do with fashion and retail, and yeah, love it. As for Savage Lover, I would rate this book a 4 out of 5. I always love Sophie Lark books. She is just one of the authors where I can pick up and finish the book within like 1 sitting. I just love how fast-paced and short her books are, because sometimes you don't need a 400, 500 romance book. Like 300 pages is such a sweet spot for me. It's so good. And even though her books are short and easy to get through, they deal with such heavy topics in such a great way. I honestly love the representation of mental health and strong female characters that Sophie Lark provides in her books. So yeah, this book focuses on Nero and Camille. Camille is the daughter of a mechanic, and her dad is sick, and she has a half-brother who is kind of going through some issues. And so she kind of gets herself in a pickle trying to help her family with all their problems and stuff. And Nero kind of becomes like, I don't want to say her protector, but basically he becomes the person that starts looking out for her, because she's too busy looking out for everyone else to look back for her own back or whatever. Or cover her own back. I guess that's the phrase I was looking for. But yeah, absolutely loved the book. I just eat it up all day. I don't know if I would say this topped Brutal Prince or Stolen Heir for me, just because compared to those 2 books, I feel like not as much happened, but I was still like intrigued by the whole premise. I thought it was a really good book. Very good palate cleanser. Honestly, highly recommend Sophie Lark if you ever need to get out of a reading slump, because her books will do the trick. Just look up trigger warnings, because her books deal with a lot of heavy topics. So yeah. So tomorrow I will be reading 200 pages of Bloody Heart, and I will update you guys on how it goes. goodbye for now. It is day 5 of the challenge, aka our last day of reading 200 pages for a week. I have read 100 pages of Bloody Heart today, so I have about 100 more to go. I'm halfway through my goal of the day. I do have today off, so I don't have to go into work. So the likelihood that we'll be finishing our goal is very high. We're going to be ending on a high note, ending strong. But I do have a lot of errands to run today, so I don't know when I will be picking up this book again, but I will make sure to block out some time so I can binge read the rest of my 100 pages. As for the book, I am hooked. Again, Sophie Lark is just an amazing author. She just has a way about how she organizes her books, and like her flow of writing is just so addicting. I swear all those storylines that she comes up with are so wild and crazy, and you just can't help but just binge read everything that she writes in one sitting. So basically, this is about Dante and Simone. Dante is the oldest brother of the Gallows, and Simone is the daughter of some like diplomat. So she comes from a very like well-to-do, affluent family. And basically, they used to date. And this is kind of a fact that is known throughout the series. We don't know who Dante's long-term ex-girlfriend was, but we know that he had a serious relationship in the past. They're no longer together in present day. But this is a second chance romance, and it starts out as like, I guess it doesn't really tell you, but you kind of infer it because Dante is younger when this book starts out, so it is like a flashback or in the past. And basically the way that they meet, I don't think this is like a huge spoiler. The way that they meet is that Dante is trying to escape this hotel because a deal went bad, and he basically like carjacks her limousine, and she's in there, and that's kind of how they first meet, and it's so good. But we're kind of getting in like, now I'm at the point where it's present day. It's like 9 years later, so now we're in present day. And a lot of things have already happened. I will say that there are some tropes in this book that I'm not the biggest fan of. I'm not gonna say what the trope is just because I feel like that is a huge spoiler because it was like a big plot twist. But yeah, definitely look up trigger warnings probably. I don't know what I'm gonna rate this book. I don't even like have a prediction. If I had to predict something, I would say like a 3 to a 4.5. Like it really could go either way because it just depends how they handle the trope. Because the trope that I do not like made a big appearance, and it seems like a big plot point for their reunion. But if it's not done well to make me like it as someone who kind of avoids this trope, then that's kind of where the 3 is coming. But if they do it like so well, like chef's kiss, like I don't even care about this awful trope that was thrown in here, that's like where the 4.5 is. I have so much trust in Sophie Lark. I don't think she'll steer me the wrong way. I think it's gonna be fine. Yeah, I will update you guys later. See you soon. So it is the next day. I wasn't able to update you guys yesterday just because we got home really late from like running our errands and stuff. We didn't get home until like midnight because we had to go like an hour away to the mall. Nolan wanted to go to the Lego store. We went to Barnes as well, so book haul coming soon. But I did finish my 200 pages. It was pretty easy to finish because I already read 100 that morning. So I just read 100 more while we were like driving to all our destinations. I did end up finishing Bloody Heart today. I know technically the challenge has ended, so it doesn't really matter how many pages I've read today, but I figured while we're here, I might as well just give you guys a review. So I would rate this book a 4 out of 5 just because the biggest trope in this book is second chance, but there's also like another very big trope in this book, which I will not name because I feel like it's just a huge spoiler. It's a big plot point. Like, it's not even in the back of the book. So, but let's just say it's a very unpopular trope. I am not a fan of this trope either. But I think Sophie Lark did such a good job writing a book around this trope. I don't think it overshone Dante and Simone. I feel like that's very common with this trope, that it's just about this one trope. However, the biggest complaint I have is that Simone's parents do not condone her relationship with Dante. And that is just a fact, like, right off the bat. And I feel like those questions surrounding their relationship was never fully answered. And that's another reason why it was only a 4-star for me. However, I really loved this book. It was so action-packed. Definitely liked it better than Savage Lover, even though I rated them the same. I feel like it would go Stolen Heir, Brutal Prince, Bloody Heart, and then Savage Lover. I really did like Savage Lover, but I just feel like this book tackled a lot more than Savage Lover, so yeah. So that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below. Subscribe for more videos. I have a lot of things planned, so stay tuned. I also have a bookstagram. I post daily. It's called currently.overbooked. It's linked in the description. I post reviews, reels, book updates, life updates, everything, the works. So make sure to check me out there. I think that is everything. I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.